right now we are going to be joined by the founders of the only company providing infrastructure for Sandbox. And first up, we are going to have Vlad Temian. He built and scaled systems for seed and Series A, B stage startups and developed and maintained open source projects used by thousands of people. And right after, we are going to be joined by Marius. He's an experienced Web3 developer and an advocate for the revolutionary force of blockchain technology. So let's give them a really big round of applause.
Hello. Hi, can we get the slides, please? Right, until we get the slides, hi everybody. Let's get back a little bit. Not sure how to get back. Yes, right. Hi everybody, my name is Vlad, and together with my colleague Marius, we are going to talk today about NFT mechanics in gaming. But first, a little bit about us. We are tech leads at Sandbox.game, which is one of the biggest metaverses out there, and we also co-founded QED, which is a software company that specializes in Web3 technologies. We started 3 years ago with around 4 developers, and right now we are over 20 people around Romania with our headquarters in Timișoara. At Sandbox, we lead various teams from the marketplace squad to creator tooling squad, but our main focus is still creating and developing NFT collections for big brands. We build a lot of tooling and a lot of systems that can create and develop collections for big brands like Snoop Dogg, Playboy, Steve Aoki, Paris Hilton inside the Sandbox metaverse, but also tooling that allows us to bridge collections like Bored Ape, Cool Cats, Doodle, so on and so forth. All right, as you may know, NFT have various usages around our ecosystem, but one of the most common ones is that of digital collectibles, since the talk also today. At least in the beginning, we had those big collection, Bored Ape, Cool Cats, that had little to no utility besides that of collectibles. That's how most of the brands entered the space, and that's how Sandbox also launched and developed collections. But they had, again, no utility, just glorified JPEGs. We tried to give them some utility by bridging and voxelizing those collections, so you could play with your Bored Ape inside the Sandbox metaverse, and maybe win some rewards, but that was it. I mean, pretty low utility. Now the question arises is pretty simple. Can we do it better? Can we give more utility to those collections and think about new collections with different utilities? That's how we started to think about dynamic NFTs. What are dynamic NFTs? Are NFTs that can be changed on-chain and off-chain with the interaction of the users, maybe, or in the background with a system. We created first the People of Crypto collection, which is a collection in which the owner can change the on-chain metadata, and the changes would reflect in-game. More concrete, we had 2 traits that could be changed, and the whole 3D model was regenerated, and you can play with your new collection, your new NFT. We built the app to do that, in which you can see that, all right, you have your avatar, you could choose your trait to be updated, and in order to have effect, we built a cloud-based pipeline that will regenerate the entire model and the 2D PFP and the static metadata. It was all fun and games, like the user really enjoyed it, and it also had a small twist. Those traits could be changed before your avatar being revealed, thus involving a little bit of economical game. Now, these changes empowers users to feel the uniqueness of avatars, because you change your avatar, you change your traits, it feels like it's yours, but it also adds a little bit of play with the game designer designing new games based on the personalized content. For example, if you have a different trait in your avatar, maybe that you cannot enter a certain game, a certain experience, you don't have you are not seeing a certain quest. All right. We really enjoyed this. Well, before we talk about the next transformation, okay, it was cool, all good, but it also has some downsides. You need to wait around 30 minutes until you see your transformation from on-chain to off-chain, because we had to run the entire pipeline to regenerate the model. You had to pay a lot of gas fees because it was on mainnet. And you also could change just one avatar at a time. Because we enjoy this type of transformation, and also user had like a really, they were really engaged into it, we talked with other brands, with other IPs, and we had the chance to work with another IP called Igoria, which is a DJ, and he had a nice concept of duality. He has the question, what if maybe you have a boring job during the weekdays, but you are like an eccentric DJ, center of attention, party, hardcore during the weekends? How can you express this kind of duality just using a static avatar? That's how we were thinking about time-based transformation, in which every 12 hours, your avatar gets transformed into a counterpart collection, into an alter ego that you don't have any control over. This time, we didn't need a DApp, we didn't need a cloud-based pipeline to regenerate the model. We built a separate system that each 12 hours, your avatar is gonna get transformed into a counterpart collection, regenerate the entire static metadata, and just enjoyed it. Again, a lot of cool new experiences can be unlocked with this type of mechanics. People can interact with parts of an experience if they are on the alter ego, or parts of another experience if they are on the original avatar, let's say. Those kind of systems can be explored for multiple collections, but I will let my colleague Marius to tell you more about transformations.
Okay, through his presentation, Vlad explained how we created and developed the so-called time-based transformation for Agoria and the user-triggered personalization for the people of crypto. We started experimenting with new mechanics, and that's how we created the burn-based transformation. Having an avatar is cool, right? But influencing how the game works, the gameplay, the narrative, is much, much, much cooler. And that's how we created the Smurf collection, our first burn-based transformation. The idea here is quite simple. So we have two factions, one, the Smurfs, and second, the antagonist Gargamel. The user needs to buy some NFT assets, potions from the Sandbox marketplace, or they are being airdropped by the Sandbox team for OG users, and then they have to burn them. As you may see on the screen, we have a dApp special created for that. Then the faction that burns most of the NFT assets wins an event. By winning an event, you receive a prize pool, and also you win the ability to change all the avatars in the sandbox. Fun fact here, and spoiler alert, the Smurf won the contest, which was, if I recall correctly, in February, and all the avatars in the sandbox looked like Smurfs for a day. To mention, the Smurfs were ERC721 NFTs, and the potions ERC 1155. As with any new thing, it was not perfect. We had some issues. Besides some small bugs that we fixed right away, we encountered a major bottleneck, which was the gas price. Don't ask me why, but the Smurf collection was deployed on the mainnet, and the gas fee prices were really, really high. It was ridiculous because to burn a potion, you spend more money than you could get as a reward from the experience. And that broke our game economy and the gameplay. But in our defense, we fixed that on the next collection, which used the same mechanic. It was called the Rabbits. And we fixed that by deploying on an L2, on Polygon, where gas fee prices are much, much more cheaper. Okay, moving on forward, we always try to improve, adapt, evolve, and so on. So that's why we took the mechanic from the Smurf, and from a temporary burn-based solution, we created the so-called permanent burn-based transformation. This kind of transformation is a perfect fit for experience or games where you could grow your character. It's not only the aesthetic change or the cosmetic change, but you can change your abilities too. So for this kind of mechanic, we created the Jurassic World experience, which was a perfect fit. In this experience, you get an egg. You can get it from the Sandbox Marketplace or you get an airdrop. And by burning NFT assets in form of food, you can grow the egg to become a dinosaur. By using the dinosaur, you can explore some maps, unlock some experience, win some prizes, and so on. So to do a small recap, we started with no user interaction transformation, Agoria, time-based, where the server handled the transformation. Then we moved on to the Smurf, where user had to do something in order to transform. And then we evolved to Jurassic, where we had the transformation, but it was not only cosmetic, it was more involved into the gameplay, as it changed the way your avatar behaves in the game. So from an egg, you are a dinosaur, you can walk, you can do whatever. At QED, we are a bunch of gamers and DJs, and we were not satisfied at all with how the transformation were separated from the actual gameplay. And that's why we created the so-called skill-based transformation. You may ask me, okay, but what should I transform? Well, I'm really proud to announce here, but this summer we will launch our first collection. It's called Sensei. It's called like that because it's deployed in the same network. You may ask again, why say? Because it's the fastest blockchain to this day. And the avatars in our collection are unique. They are ERC721, but they are not static JPEGs. They have an utility. And that brings us to the next question. How do you transform the avatars? Well, the answer is simple, the metaverse. But as all here may know that metaverse is just a fancy word for online games. So that's what we are creating. We are creating an online game. It's a mix between a platformer and Battle Royale with, you can think of Mortal Kombat or Street Fight and so on. But we have a twist here. If you play the game, you log in with your avatar and play the game. And if you die in the game, your avatar dies on the blockchain too. That means it gets burned. And you may ask, okay, but why should I spend some money to burn my avatar and lose it? Because if you win, your character can boost his abilities and rarity and make it more valuable on the market. Also, the game will have seasons, and at the end of the season, you can win a prize pool. And every 10th season, we will have an ultimate championship where best of the best will compete. And with every season, we will have new avatars and new stages. As I'm really proud to be here and part of the NFT Bucharest family, we created a special allow list for you guys. If you want, you can scan the QR, you can log in with your wallet, and you will receive a price cut of 30% of the mint price. Okay, to sum up everything and make a conclusion, based on our experience and the data that we got from the games that we develop, definitely the future of gaming lies in this kind of transformative technologies. So the era of collectibles, static JPEGs, videos, 3D models, it's long gone. Of course, UX is still a bottleneck, but I'm confident that we will get there with technologies like Biconomy, where the owners can pay for the gas fees, and also L2s, which makes everything more cheaper. Thank you very much. That was it. I hope you learned a thing or two. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. If you have any question, please let us know. We'll be around today. And hopefully we can meet in the Sensei Metaverse this summer. Thank you.